Hey guys, it's me Astrid, and today we're getting semi-hydroponic on your ass. That's right, I'm going to show you guys my first ever try at going semi-hydroponic with orchids. Now, our candidates today are my Dendrobium kingianum keikis. They're on this mount, and I want to kind of leave them on the mount, but put them into a cup with the Hydroton pellets I got from IKEA. And I think that that will allow their roots to grow out really nicely. The next candidate I have is this very sad little chocolate, it's Cattleya chocolate drop kokodama that I got from eBay. And I noticed it just now has this new little growth coming. Do you see that there? So it's got that new growth coming, so now hopefully is a good time to put it because all its roots kind of died on me. And the last one, wow, we've got 3 genera, is this guy. I have it on a mount, but I kind of absolutely hate this mount thing that I made. I know some of you saw me make it a few months ago, and I decided that I hate it. So we're getting rid of it, we're taking stuff off of it, and we're gonna also do a semi-hydroponic thing for that. Now, you may ask yourself, Astrid, what's semi-hydroponic? Well, I think true hydroponics is where you grow your plants in like air, and then you just like run water over their roots with the proper nutrients at certain times of the day. And those of you who are familiar with the topic more than I am, feel free to correct me on that. Now, semi-hydroponic, what we're going to do is we're going to put holes in these little cups and leave a little reservoir for water to sit in, and we're going to put some holes to drain water right here. And these pellets are a special material. These are Hydroton pellets, and I got mine at IKEA. Now these are pretty lightweight, and what they're supposed to do is wick water up from the bottom of the container toward the top so that the roots stay hydrated without ever being too wet. The benefits of going semi-hydroponic are that you can go longer between watering your orchids for the first one. The second one is that, OMG, guess what? No repotting because this media don't ever break down. It just doesn't. That's amazing. I'm excited about it. So you don't have to repot. You can go longer between watering, and that gives your plant a long time to get stable. Miss Orchid Girl did a video on why semi-hydroponic growing was not for her, and I can't remember anything she said in it. Sorry, Danny. But if you want to look up cons, I'm sure that would be a great video for you to check out. But for me, all I can see is positives, right? Right. Okay. So let's get started. I'm going to put drainage holes on either side. On one side of these cups, I always see the cups, they have 2 little holes here, and I've got my handy dandy nail drill, which I don't use on my nails anymore. I use on orchid shit, so yeah, it's great. Alright, so I'm going to make the video quiet now so you don't have to listen to this, and I'll put holes in these cups. Let's go. Okay, so now we've got our 3 cups, and they each have a little reservoir for water. You can kind of see the holes right here and here. The water is going to stay and fill this bottom, and it's going to wick up along the clay pellets. Now, let's get started. Okay, so our first candidate is, again, the Cattleya chocolate drop kokodama. Now, this orchid, I put in some sphagnum moss because all of its root just died, and that was awful, but we're just gonna go ahead and dump out here. We're just gonna go. Goodbye, sphagnum moss. Goodbye, old media. We're gonna save this cup though, because this has holes drilled in it. It'll be useful someday. And yep, look at that new little growth. It is ready to go. We have some still living roots, although most are mushy and dead, but that's unfortunate. But we're gonna just put it in here and we're gonna give it a shot. So not spill everywhere, please. All right, and I guess we'll fill some into the bottom. So maybe that's a little too much, but we do have some in the bottom now. And I'm going to take my plant and I'm going to hold it right at the back here. You see this? Because I want this new growth to go up and out. So I'm going to hold the plant back here, and I guess we're just going to fill this up with some more pellets. And okay, there we have one done. Now this plant is very wobbly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a skewer and I'm going to wrap a twisty tie around it and stabilize the plant. And ta-da! While I'm not perfectly happy with the angle of the new growth, I think I will just train it to grow upward as the plant matures. And this is my first ever semi-hydroponic planted orchid. So now that we've got this one done and we've got this twisty tie wrapped very gently around this growth so it's stable, let's move on to the next one. So this is my Oncidium Pacific Sunrise Hakalau, and I absolutely hate this mount. So we're just going to go ahead and take it right off. I wrapped it around with some string, and we're just gonna unmount it. So I trim that in the back. We're gonna carefully peel this moss off so we don't break any healthy roots. I'm gonna get it out. Get out of here. Oh, did you already start? Look, I think it started to grow into there. That's interesting. Too bad. I hate this mount, so you're not staying. Woo. Woo. Okay. We're just gonna trim some roots. Sorry, plant. Ah, I'm so happy to be rid of that mount. I really hated it. I really did. Now, I think some of these roots are living, but not most. But this Oncidium is at a good point to be repotted because it has this new growth coming up, and it also has these little new green roots coming. You see those? So those are nice and healthy, and we're just going to go ahead and do that semi-hydroponic thing. All right, so what did we do last time? We took some pellets like this. Again, I'm not an expert at this. So we took some pellets like this, and again, we're going to point the orchid in the direction of its growth. So this has the new growth right here on the front, and I'm just going to kind of hold this guy in here like this as I continue to pour in little pellets. Okay, so now orchid number 2 is potted up in the semi-hydroponic style. We've got some roots showing along the sides. Another good thing about semi-hydroponic is that you can see the roots if you use a clear vessel, which is nice. So we've got 2 done and 1 to go. Now this might be a little interesting because these guys are so skinny and they only are one thing by themselves that I want to leave them on this and put this whole thing down into the cup for the conversion to semi-hydroponic. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Well, that's not what I wanted. Round 2. Okay, so now I'm going to shake this again. So these pellets all kind of settle in. See how that helped them settle in? And we're just going to keep adding. So now you can kind of see the roots in there. I'll be able to see the roots grow out and settle through the whole thing. And this will be a nice, cool looking little semi-hydroponic setup. Now, my God, this stuff is dirty making, isn't it? Okay guys, so as you can see, now I've got 3 of my orchids in kind of a semi-hydroponic setup. Now I may adjust this in the future, I may change it a bit, but otherwise I think I'm really happy with the way these came out. These are nice and weighted down so they're not gonna freaking tip over every time I turn around. And I will definitely give you guys updates on these because I am excited to see how they turn out, how the roots fill up the container, and how the whole thing works out. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it interesting, and if you need more resources on figuring out what to do with semi-hydroponic growth of orchids, don't ask me because I'm clueless. Google it. Orchidboard.com is a great resource for this, and they have a whole forum on semi-hydroponics for your orchids. So in the meantime, enjoy your lives, happy growing, and thank you so much for watching my beautiful plants transform. Bye guys.